gentlemen, we begin the men's quarterfinal matches of Get Group 2015 ITTF World Tour Major Series Russia. Дамы и господа, начинаем четвертьфинальные матчи соревнования у мужчин. On table 1 у первого стола встречаются Koki Niwa, Japan, Япония.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the GAC Group ITTF World Tour Russian Open Major Series event in Ekaterinburg. We're looking at the penultimate day of this competition and onto the men's singles quarterfinals matches on the center court. First one coming up, another instinct of is Japan versus China once again, as we've seen in the women's singles twice now. The number 1 seed for this tournament in the picture, Koki Niwa. He's facing the youngster, the 17-year-old Zheng Peifeng. While we're waiting for the players to get ready for this match, for the warm-up time, let's have a look at the tournament bracket, where we see Koki Niwa coming from the upper bracket, obviously as ranked number 1, seeded number 1 for this tournament. Won 4 games to 1 over Yin Hang from China, and in the first round 4 games to 0 over Maxim Kiselev from Russia. Zheng Peifeng, he beat Artur Grigorev with 4 games to 2 in round 16, and in the first round victory over Kenji Matsudera, the older brother of the Japanese superstar Kenta Matsudera, 4 games to 1 for Zheng Peifeng. Warm-up time between the two. Two things immediately catch our attention. That is Chinese player Zheng Peifeng. He's 17 years old. The penhold player. He's not ranked in the world, as this is just his 3rd World Tour tournament ever. He's won 3 World Tour Junior events in 2010 and quarter-finalist at the World Junior Championships 2011. That is Zheng from China in the red shirt on the far side of the table. On the near side in the black is Koki Niwa. He's only 19 years old, so 2 very young players facing each other. World ranked number 12 already. As I've said, number 1 seed for this tournament. He became World Junior Champion in 2011, round of 16 at the World Championships 2013, semi-finalist of the China Open and quarter-finalist of the Japan Open in 2013. He is the Olympic Youth Champion, by the way, winning the event in 2010. One of the super talented young players from Japan, Koki Niwa, on the forefront of the younger Japanese generation, has already established himself at 19 years as one of the top 20 players in the world. So here we go in this best of 7 game. Koki Niwa will serve the left-handed player and love all in the first. Good reaction from Zheng. the penhold player using the reverse penhold backhand, a very modern approach to penhold play, although we see that style coming more and more out of fashion. Still few players using the penhold grip that offers some advantage to the player, which is a looser wrist, made it easier to create spin on the serve and on the forehand topspin. With the invented penhold backhand, the reverse penhold backhand, the player is also able to produce topspin on the backhand side, whereas classical penhold style players will be out of options when played onto the backhand. Still, the backhand is a weak point, even for the modern penhold players. Koki Niwa for sure knows this. He's a very creative player. That's why we still see a lot of ups and downs in his performance. Not consistent yet, but still what a player when he's in the mood. Will you look at that? Made it look easy too, like it was nothing. Good reaction from the topspin of Zheng Peifeng, but wide angle shot. Perfect. And that is valuable tactic against penhold, to play into the backhand but use very little speed. So the initiative has to come from the penhold player, and that is not easy to do. And Niwa's doing a fine job putting on pressure on the backhand side of Zheng Peifeng. 17-year-old following in the footsteps of maybe Xu Xian in the future. Always impressive to see table tennis nation China having a very established penhold player at 23, that is Xu Xian, already next generation, waiting in the starting blocks. Half-long serve against Koki Niwa, not an option. First 2 game points of this match to the #1 seed Koki Niwa. Would have been nice if it worked out. Another long, this time Niwa not up to the second, the follow-up. So it's 10-all. Fantastic rally. Better end for Zheng Peifeng, and the 17-year-old wins the first game and is now up 1-0.
Time. Second game. Zheng to serve. Wobble.
Zheng will serve in the second game. He's won the first over Koki Niwa. Niwa had 2 game points, but tried to score an easy point, and it seems there are no easy points on the table. We'll have to fight hard. Four points in a row to Koki Niwa. And you see the young players from China. Good to see that the under-21 players get sent more and more onto the international circuit. Wow. Used to not be the case. Just appear on international level when they're over 21. But now we see more and more of these 16, 17, 18-year-old players. On the forefront, of course, Fan Jindong. Just started his international career, already won 2 tournaments out of 3. He's not here though. So the burden will lie with his teammates such as Zheng Peifeng. Well done, Koki Niwa, using the whole width of the table. Spraying deep backhand, deep forehand, that is difficult to manage for the opponent. 3-0 start. He's doing fine, the 19-year-old. Needs to win this game though. Cannot afford to let his opponent up with 2-0. 8-8, making things interesting once again. Koki Niwa from Japan, that has always been an issue, but he still has so much time to work on that, is consistency. That table tennis sometimes involves scoring a point, even if it's not beautiful to look at. Countable results matter. Another instance of 10-8, 2 more game points to Koki Niwa. This time he needs to score. And he takes it. 11-9. Koki Niwa equalizes. 1 game each.
Zheng Niwa to serve. Bravo. Let's 1, 2. One, 3, 1.
Service error. These things happen, but they're not supposed to happen at this stage of the game here. Koki Niwa again safely in the lead by 2 points. And this is just a trademark shot of Niwa, is that incredible touch from the talented player. Produces so much spin with such a short, explosive movement. 5-1.
Уважаемые зрители, просьба отключиться на вспышку. Спасибо.
Similar picture to the first 2 games. Big lead for Koki Niwa in the opening stages, and then Zheng Peifeng scores here and there.
7. 5.
That looked easy. Believe me, was not more or less desperation shot already from Zheng. 2 more points to go for Niwa. Come once again into this phase of the game where Niwa needs to remember to win. Has to score 2 points. Well done. Short serve into the middle of the table, waited for the backhand receive and played into the open side on the backhand. 2 game points once again to Koki Niwa from Japan. Once again, we have 10-all, much like the first game. 10-8 makes 10-all. Can Zheng score 2 more times as he needs to? He's well on the way. Just interesting how things repeat themselves in this match. Oh, but this time, perfect reaction from Koki Niwa. Read that serve very well. I do not understand why Koki Niwa plays this high-risk table tennis when he's faced with a game point of his opponent. Sure, he has to go on the offensive himself, but he's doing it in such a risky way. 12-12. That was a great serve, but an even better reaction from Zheng. And every time Niwa opens up to the backhand side and follows up again into the backhand, he scores the point. That's why Chinese coach is now taking a timeout. Maybe he's telling Zheng Peifeng exactly that. after the backhand block, step around to play with forehand. Do not let yourself get pinned into the backhand corner. Game point, Zheng again. Timeout seems to have worked perfectly in his favor. (14-14). I could watch this game all day, but it has to come to an end soon. Winning the game, Zheng Peifeng, albeit very, very lucky. Not only did that ball touch the net, but it also touched the edge of Niwa's racket, and now he's up 2-1 over the #1 seed for the Russian Open.
Game. Zheng, serve. Bravo.
Fourth game commencing with the serve of the 17-year-old Zheng Peifeng. He's won 2 games in an extension over Koki Niwa. Who's had game points in all of the last 3 games. Could have just as well been 3-0 for him. And I have a feeling that he cannot afford to take things easy at this point anymore. He needs to play his best, needs to just focus on winning, not on playing beautiful table tennis. Although that is no doubt what the spectators in Ekaterinburg will want to see. And they see once again in the starting stages of any game, Koki Niwa. It's been like that in the first and the third game as well. And then he suddenly steps off the gas. I believe there was a let service being repeated. And here we go. Once again, in the fourth game, we see the same picture repeated over and over again. Koki Niwa all too careless when in the lead.
3-5.
It's just his luck that Zheng Peifeng is not scoring all of the points on the backhand side, especially. And it's 6-all again. I've always praised the learning ability of professional players, so I firmly believe that Koki Niwa is well aware of what is going on. Maybe the gravity of this situation is not set in with him. He cannot afford to lose this game again. 3-1 is very difficult to come back from.
7.
It's just his luck that Zheng did not use all of his chances, all of his opportunities to score. He's letting a few points go left and right. That is why it's 7-all. Up until 5, it's been all Koki Niwa in all 4 games. So what is going on with him? It's a crucial stage of this game and of this match too. Nicely done, but will it be enough? Game point, Zheng Peifeng. Unbelievable. Maybe Niwa has turned around this game. Game point for him. Needs to use it now. What a determined forehand topspin, ladies and gentlemen. Talk about acceleration and power. Doesn't get much better than this.
Left. 11-4.
Another opportunity for Niwa. And this one, he uses 13, 11, 2-2 games.
Again. Niwa to serve. Level.
This is the 5th game, ladies and gentlemen. First point to Zheng Peifeng. Both players need 2 more games to succeed into the semi-finals of the Russian Open 2013. There can only be one winner here. First time in this match with a better start for the Chinese player. I really have to wonder what is going on with Niwa. If we just look at how the last game and before that progressed, it could have been just as well 4-0 already for the #1 seed, but it is not looking good for him. Nine to 3. Always sad to see when such a talented player is missing fighting spirit and confidence in a way that Koki Niwa is displaying right now. 7 game points to Zheng Peifeng. Takes the first one, no questions asked. He's up 3 games to 2. That was a super fast game. If Niwa continues, the next one will be 2.
Game. Zheng, serve, bravo.
Sixth game. First point to Koki Niwa. Has his coach been able to lift his spirits here to bring him back on track to victory over Zheng Peifeng? Hasn't looked that way in the last game. Maybe he's off to a better start now. Four to 4. This is very difficult to call at this point. Not even sure I fully understand what is happening at the table, especially with Koki Niwa. In one instance, it looks like just wants to leave this table as fast as possible. And then he starts fighting again, and then he breaks down. But one thing is sure, is that Zheng Peifeng, he wants to win it. The only question is, does Niwa let him? Much to the amusement of the spectators in Ekaterinburg, that ball found his way back down and onto the edge of the table. Very difficult to score from that distance. And look at Niwa now, completely different picture here. He's fighting, he's putting on the offensive, taking risks. And it pays off, once again, pays off. Seven all. And this is Koki Niwa's game to lose, really. Cannot blame Zheng Peifeng for doing his best here, but he's not meeting much opposition at the business end of this game, which I do believe to be the last one of the entire match. 2 more points to go for the 17-year-old Chinese player. Timeout. Japanese coach trying to build up once again the confidence, re-establish Niwa's prospects on winning this match here. Maybe he's fighting himself because he lost 2 games that he shouldn't have lost. Maybe that is still playing a role in the back of his head. That is also important for a player to be able to look into the future and not dwell on past mistakes. And that is what he has to do now. There is no more room for error in the game of Koki Niwa. 9-8. For Zheng Peifeng. Match point for the 17-year-old player from China. He's beaten Fedor Kuzmin with 4 games to 1. Will he also beat the #1 seed from Japan? To 10. This might not be the best table tennis match I've ever seen, but it certainly is intense. We've seen 3 games go to the extension and now a 4th one. Game point Niwa. I don't believe it. Considering the last game and his performance largely throughout this one, I believe this match to be over already. But it will continue into a final and deciding 7th game, ladies and gentlemen. Koki Niwa wins the 6th game 12-10. It is now 3 games to 3.
Seventh final game. Niwa to serve. Bravo.
Final game commencing, ladies and gentlemen. Will either be Koki Niwa or Zheng Peifeng from China in the semi-finals of the Russian Open 2013.
One.
And these are the kinds of mistakes that he cannot afford to keep making. It was just a vanity shot, nothing more.
Stop, please. That's not correct. 1-3.
4-1. Niwa now has to play his best. Five to 1. Now both players will change ends. When he's behind, he's playing his best. Koki Niwa. Zheng Peifeng still missing a few points here and there. That is something he will have to work on in the future. Still makes quite a few mistakes. Some of them pretty unforced. Like this is here. Misjudged the spin on Niwa's top spin.
Left. 6-4. 7-4.
As Koki Niwa misses yet another top spin, we're getting closer and closer to a decision in this match. I know I've said that a number of times already, but this time it is inevitable in this last game. And it looks like a better end for the 17-year-old youngster from China. And the first match point is used. And at this moment, ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 seed from Japan is out of the Russian Open 2013. Youth prevails. The unranked Zheng Peifeng on his 3rd World Tour tournament overall goes to the semi-finals. And it was, just to reiterate, Koki Niwa's game to lose. Could have been 4-0 for him. Lost 2 games after having game points. And that is the result here. 4 games to 3 for his opponent. See that he had 10-12, 11-9, 14-16, 11-13, 3-11, 12-10 and 5-11. The final score of this quarterfinals match, number 1 in the men's singles. One more match coming up for you today, ladies and gentlemen. In this evening session, we'll look at one more quarterfinals. Japanese player once again in the men's singles. Masato Shiono is facing Alexander Shibaev from Russia.